So that's my explanation.
I know as a nonprofit organization, you have to submit certain financial data to the state each year. About in a ballpark figure, how much restricted funds that do you have available as an organization? How, and also how much unrestricted funds that you have available?
The center, the Helen Ross McNabb Center, we maintain 3 months worth of operating revenues. And we restrict those 3 months worth of operating revenues. Our budget, our operating budget for this year is about $38 million. So we're going to have 3 months worth of operating revenue to support the 530 employees that we have, to make sure that we're a financially prudent and secure organization.
Well, I think the key is not-for-profit doesn't mean you're supposed to break even.
That's exactly right. Our
You have
employees-
to reimburse, or not you reinvest the money. It just means you don't pay tax. If you make too much, they'll take away that, and you will pay tax.
Right.
But no, they don't try to break even, they can't. I mean, the cost of doing business, just like with the county, goes up
Every day.
daily, or, whatever, just depending on what you're buying.
Every day.
But the sort of the not-for-profit thing's a little bit, the country club's a not-for-profit.
The largest not-for-profit company in our region is Covenant Health System.
Absolutely.
That's $1.5 billion.
Oh, no, the largest in your case, Bechtel out in Oak Ridge.
Right, I'm sorry.
They're $38 billion.
Right,
And they're not-for-profit.
that's right.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked that question, I just want to know if you had a large sum of money that wasn't being used, that's being set aside for interest, and how much of that, that's.
Yeah, and that's a fair question. The Helen Ross McNabb Center has a sister organization called the Helen Ross McNabb Foundation, whose sole purpose is to raise, hold, invest, and expend money for and on behalf of the Helen Ross McNabb Center. The foundation has no restricted nor unrestricted capital fund accounts.
But it's governed tighter than the Helen Ross. The foundation will be governed from a tax standpoint and an administration standpoint tougher than the regular operating side
That's
of it
correct.
will.
And Mike serves. Mike's
there, and the
Mike's-
prime example is just the same thing up here at Hamlin. They have the foundation that is a fundraiser and
Right.
bills for certain things,
Right.
but it's not a.
That's like if you as a commission decide to fund this $100,000 request, then it would go to the foundation, and the foundation by law is required to spend that money only for that purpose, that intended purpose. So I couldn't take it, the foundation board couldn't direct me to take it, to spend it on operating, because it was given for capital, not for operating. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah.
And you might also tell them about the money that's, the philanthropic dollars coming back into the county already regarding the $25,000 a year we talked about.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see, 2 years ago, Houston raised about $1,700,000, primarily in Knoxville, Knox County. That's where it was raised. And we call it ChildNet. And it's to make sure that the doors can be opened for families who don't have insurance, okay? Well, we decided that the counties where we have other offices should have access to those funds. And so it's like a mini endowment fund that we want, that we hope will operate for up to 7 years. And so Hamlin County, Sharon has $25,000 a year to make sure that if a family presents who doesn't have insurance and the child needs to be served, then they're going to have access to care. So that's, and those dollars didn't originate here, they came from someplace else. But it seemed like the right thing to do in terms of making sure that children in Hamilton County had access to care.
Any further questions? Anyone?
I think the one thing I'd like to say in closing is that we can't solve the jail overcrowding problem, but we can help work with you to try and address it. The second thing that I'd like to say is I know that you all have heard about this capital request probably as much as you want to hear about it. And are ready to be shed of it, as they say in South Carolina.
You gotta start on one of their kids.
And probably Mike and Denise and the rest of us are just like you. We'd like to be shed of it too. But I do appreciate more than you know your willingness to come and to listen today to what we had to say. We think that we are good corporate citizens here. When we merged with New Hope, the organization was a $200,000 organization. The organization today is $4 million annually, providing 40 jobs. We've invested about $1.5 million already in capital dollars to support the services in this community. And we want to continue to do that, and with your all's help, we can.
Let me say this.
Does that count the purchase of this building at $1.5 million?
When I was in Nashville, state representative, New Hope was just coming online. And I was able to do a lot of effort to secure them a $50,000 grant. That was their seed money that started, $50,000. And then I served on the board for a while. They struggled. I know they did, financially for a long, long time.